Deripaska clearly stands out. The other names that leap to the forefront in the wake of these sanctions?
Yeah, of the oligarchs, the big name is obviously Deripaska, also Viktor Vekselberg, a metals tycoon, and several other names, a sort of mixed bag of players. I'm not seen to be as close to the Kremlin as others. I think the big shift here is that until now, the U.S. hadn't sanctioned businessmen for being close to the Kremlin, as was written into the new law last year, and this is the first wave of targeting people close to the Kremlin in the business sphere.
It comes after the U.S. expelled 60 Russian diplomats, Greg. What sort of response are we likely to get from Putin?
Well, the public response here so far has been angry and unhappy. There were some leaks earlier in the week that this was coming, so the Russians were to some extent ready for it. It's not clear they knew exactly who was going to get hit. Some sort of threats of retaliation. I think you can see a mixed message from the Kremlin because, on the one hand, they're frustrated by the clear downward spiral in the relationship with the U.S. On the other hand, they're still sort of holding out hope for Trump, and they don't seem to be holding these steps against Trump personally, still feeling like he's being pressured into this by Congress and the bureaucracy in Washington. So they're still holding out hope that Trump might actually be able to deliver on his promises for better relations.
Yeah, I mean, that's a convenient stance to take, right, Greg? Is how do you visit the White House after having had, you know, your best friends and your most close advisors sanctioned?
Yeah, certainly it's difficult, and it's been harder. I mean, I think, you know, in quieter moments, you get the Russian officials will sort of admit that while they think Trump is, you know, would like to improve the relationship, he probably won't actually be able to deliver, and they see the pressure around him, you know, preventing that. And so each of these steps, the expulsions of the diplomats and this, you know, just seem to reduce their hopes.